Ladies and gentlemen, please grab a seat. Your favorite cocktail, drink, coffee. I'm drinking a lemonade from American Deli because this is Atlanta. And let's get into some learning, shall we? My name's Claudia. I am a chief of staff, content creator, dance coach, and we are going to get into 7 tips that will help you build healthier habits. I have my notes here because I want to make sure I keep myself together as we go through this. We are getting into the summer months, and so that means it's time for us to reset, look back over our goals, and make sure every day we're taking a step in the right direction. That's what I would say. Tip number 1, focus on systems, not willpower. So a lot of times you think, I won't speak for you. A lot of times in the past, I have thought that the people who are successful, the people who are doing really well, are people who just have this like ungritted motivation to keep going when things get hard, and that's just not what it is. It really is just making a decision every single day to show up for themselves, and that's what we are doing. You need small, repeatable systems that are gonna set you up for success. If you know that you want to be better at your job, then set use apps that lock your phone, or make sure you block off your schedule so you know you're gonna work focused for 2 full hours. That way you actually have a system that's gonna keep you focused. Because in the end, willpower is not something that's gonna get you through the job, right? It is about sitting down, what systems work for you, not what systems work for anyone else, and really taking the time to make sure you have a plan for that will set you up for success. Tip number 2, small, achievable goals. How many times have I told myself, for the next 5 days, I'm gonna work out for an hour every single day, when I haven't worked out for months, okay? And the next day, I'm stressed out about it and I don't do it, because that's just like not the way to set yourself for success. So what we're doing now with step 2 is we are setting little tiny micro goals, and at first it's gonna sound crazy. So things that I've started doing, I'm gonna get on my Peloton for 15 minutes. I can do anything for 15 minutes. So that's like a micro goal. I'm gonna walk the dog every single day in the morning and then in the afternoon, because maybe you have someone else to do it, or you hired a dog walker. I don't know your life. We'll get into that on the budgeting episode, right? Doing things like that is what's gonna be helpful. If you wake up at 8 a.m. and you wanna be a morning person, most people are like, I'm gonna start waking up at 5 a.m. and that's what's gonna make me successful. One, that's gonna ruin our focus, not willpower, because it's just not believable that you're gonna start being able to do something like that. So if you usually get up at 8, this week I want you to try getting up at 7:45. A 15-minute change, do that for a few weeks, see how you feel. Once that gets comfortable to you, move it back to 7:30. And then slowly but surely you figure out what works best for your body. It's something that's small and doesn't feel unattainable, and it's gonna set you up for success long term. Because again, these are healthy habits we want to be able to take with us a long distance, not just 4 or 5 days and then we like lose track of them, right? So small attainable goals is step number 2. Step number 3, again, we are trying to make this as easy and dummy proof as possible. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm just saying, we're trying to make this as easy for ourselves as possible. If you want to start doing morning pages where you journal as soon as you wake up, put the journal next to the bed. That way, when you wake up at 7:45 instead of 8, the notebook is right there and you're prepared to start doing it, right? For me, if I know I want to wake up and go to the gym, I lay my clothes out on the dresser the night before, so the outfit is already there, so it's less things I have to think about. That includes socks, undergarments, the shoes, everything. That way in the morning, I'm not like fumbling around trying to find things, now I'm late, or I just find a reason not to even do it. Putting healthy snacks at the top of your refrigerator. If you know that you're on a diet or a weight loss journey, you're gonna set all of the green stuff in places that you can see. You wanna, if you can refrain from buying the snacks, but like in my house, we have a bunch of kids moving around, so there's tons of applesauces and chips. Putting those in the pantry where it's not the first thing that you see when you go into the pantry. It's not the first thing you see when you open the fridge. You see broccoli and celery, and you see all of the lean meats and all of those things. Also, even with meals, like making sure, what I've started doing, this might be helpful for you, and again, diet and all that stuff's for another video, but I've started like separating out lunch meat. That way it's already separated out in 4-ounce like snack bags. That way if I do get snacky, I can just grab one of those bags, maybe a bag of carrots, and it's already things that are set up for like when I'm feeling motivated, I do those kind of things. That way when I'm not feeling super motivated, they're already ready. Eating the trigger, so you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna grab some carrots. I know that they're prepared. I know that they're ready. I'm gonna do these morning pages because the notebook's right here. My pen's already here. I don't have to look for anything. And that, we're setting ourselves up for success here, team. Like, we're in this together. We're doing it, okay? Number 4. Time block your schedule. So let's talk about this first. And everyone, you've heard this before. This is not a new trick, I don't think. And if you haven't heard it, I'll explain it just a little bit. Time blocking is thinking about how much time you need for an activity. So if you know you work from 8 to 5, you might block out your personal calendar from 8 to 5 on all of the days. That way that's already done. So that's like time blocking for easy, right? What I found in the past is that I would try to time block my schedule for the entire week and not give myself any flexibility. So it's like, I always go to the gym at 5:30 and that's every single day. And then the next 30 minutes and the next 30 minutes. Every day is not going to be the same. Some days you're going to be tired, and it's okay, and we'll get into this tip a little later, to have more flexibility in your schedule than like a rigid every single day is the same. What I've started doing, which I found to be super helpful for me with my time blocking, is the last 30 minutes of my evening, I come into my office, here we are, and I look at my schedule for the next day, and I time block out my schedule based on how I feel that evening. What are things I need to do? What are things I didn't accomplish today? How can I rearrange my schedule? How am I feeling? If it's late in the evening and I know there's no way I'm going to be able to wake up at 5:15, then I let myself sleep in, and then I time block out the rest of the day. That includes drop-offs, that includes pickups, that includes dinner. That way I can see exactly where my time is. And then a little fun fun tidbit in there is make sure that you are leaving space for you to rest. Like, do not fill up your time blocks where you use the full 24 hours of your day and you don't give yourself any rest. It's just not a way to be successful, and you want to make sure that you're starting out small, right? So if you've never time blocked before, I suggest trying doing it in the afternoons, letting yourself have a little bit of flexibility in the morning, and then once you get good at your afternoons, understanding how long things really take, then transition into doing your mornings. Or you can cold turkey it and you can schedule it out, everything, but make sure, again, that you're using it at night, and then every day you give yourself the flexibility to change your schedule a little bit each day. I do think there is something to say about your schedule being similar every day, but it's okay to have flexibility in it, and it allows you to move around in a way that makes you feel comfortable and, again, not so rigid. Tip number 5. So this is a new tip for even me. Track your progress. And this is very hard. So currently I'm trying to use an app. What's it called? It's called Habit Tracker. I don't do a good job of actually tracking the habits, but I do think it's important to be doing this. So this is one I'll definitely be focusing on over the next 30 days. And that's how much water am I taking in every day? Did I read for 30 minutes like I say that I want to? Am I studying for my EA exam like I'm supposed to be? I'm currently not. I need to get on that. Please, you guys, in the comments, I gotta start doing this. The EA is the executive assessment. I want to get my MBA. That is the plan. I need to start studying for the test. I'm taking it at the end of August. There is no option. But anyway, so tracking your habits, it's not about being perfect, it's about making sustainable change. So 1% better every single day. So maybe you didn't drink all the water you were supposed to drink yesterday, but the next day you drank half of the water you're supposed to drink. In two weeks from now, you'll be able to look back at your tracker and you'll be able to say, I am making positive progress, and it doesn't feel like everything's down in the dumps, right? A lot of times when you're not tracking your progress, you have no idea what you've actually done, and there's no way for you to be able to look back over all of the progress that you've made and actually be able to tap yourself on the back and be like, yo man, I'm doing it. I'm making the change that I want to see. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing something that you say that you want to do, and then making those little tiny changes every single day. And if you can go back and see oh, I actually did a lot more than I thought I did, that will it'll help you keep making that momentum, and it'll be something to really be able to look back and be proud of yourself. So track those habits, guys. Number 6, connect to your why. why are you doing all of this? So for me, I'll use myself as an example, right? I am doing content creation because I have always wanted a creative outlet to really be able to reach out to my community, get to know you guys. There's, like something odd to say that you think that you're meant to get to know so many people and build a community, but that's how I feel, and I've put it off for so many years. So a lot of the reason that I want to be following my habits, making sure I'm doing my best, getting 1% better every single day, is so that I'm good at my corporate job, which is really important to me, and I, eventually want to be C-suite, and I want to do all of those things, which is why the MBA. But I also have this really huge passion in my heart for the content creation that I've always put off. So right now, the reason I want to build healthy habits is so that I continue to get 1% better every single day, so that I can eventually be a part of that 1%. I can eventually look myself in the mirror every day and be like, you accomplished everything you wanted to do today. You made these goals, you set intentions, and then you actually were able to do it. Understanding and connecting to your why on why you're doing all of this is super important, because there are going to be days where you don't want to follow your habit tracker, and you don't want to block out your schedule, and you don't want to do any of the stuff that's on them. And I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to give yourself a break, right? But for the other side, you have goals and you have things that you want to accomplish. And so making sure you connect every now and then on why you're doing all of this, why you're pushing yourself to keep getting better, is going to make sure that you keep focusing on these habits and you keep pushing yourself to get there. And last, tip number 7, listen guys. You have got to be okay with adjusting. Like I just said, there is so much going on. The world is so difficult. There's so much happening in real life. If you work till 6 if you're at work, this is for the girlies who, guys, but this is for the girlies who work 9 to 5. If you're at work and you have a really hard day and you're in these really tough meetings and you get really bad news, it's okay to block erase all of the stuff on the block calendar and say we're gonna come back to this tomorrow. Maybe even Saturday. Maybe you're like, you know what, for the next 3 days, I need to rot on my couch, I need to chill. And then you get back to your why, and then you get back to your goals. That's okay. But I think being able to adjust, that's something that I have had a hard time with, right? It's like I'm all in or I'm not in at all, and I don't give myself any wiggle room to adjust. And I think the most important part of all of this is being willing to adjust how you're moving around throughout your day. Maybe you want to be a 5 a.m. girly and you try it for a while and it's just not working. Maybe you're just not a 5 a.m. girly. Maybe it's not for you, and that's okay. It's okay to get up at 7, maybe even 8, depending on what time your job starts. And then you are like a late owl, and after work you do your workout, and then after that you do all of your activities, and you're up till midnight or 1 a.m. But that's the way that you work. It's okay to make that adjustment. It's okay to make that adjustment, right? Maybe morning pages next to the bed isn't something that you like. Maybe you need to have water next to your bed. But you have to try things out for a little bit, see what works best for you, and then readjust, right? But adjusting and allowing yourself to make those changes is what is most important, and it gives you flexibility. But you can't make adjustments for something that you don't actually try. So don't shoot the messenger, but we do need to try to focus on something for 2 to 4 weeks, see how it's actually going for us, and then we make the adjustment from there, right? It's not every single day you're making adjustments, because if you can't keep a promise with yourself, who can you keep a promise with? And listen, that's me talking to me. That's not me talking to you. Because listen, sis, I was supposed to get up for the last 3 days at 5:15, and I'm starting to find maybe I'm not a 5:15 girly unless it's for practice, because your girl is sleepy. I even changed my alarm tone, and that did not make it better. The new tune is soft and kind of whimsical, which I thought would maybe make me feel good. Sis, your girl is asleep. I'm sleep. Dead, and deader. Okay? The 7 tips. I think it's important to start small. There's no reason to have 38 tips that you're not going to remember. These are tips that are achievable. These are small tips. Again, we are taking small steps to success. We are not taking giant steps for like some person that's somewhere else. If you were there already, you wouldn't be watching this video. So I hope that these small steps are things that you actually can start doing in your day, in your day-to-day. And I want to hear in the comments below how it's going for you, how you've been able to succeed in using them, or things that you think would be helpful to me, because again, I'm on this road with you guys. I have so many goals and so many things that I'm working on too, and doing all of this every single day is something that I have to think about in order to be better, in order to accomplish all of the things that I want to accomplish, and I'm so excited for us to do those things together. Don't forget to subscribe. It's down there. It's free. I will be back every single week. We are vlogging on Sundays. And then every week on Wednesday, I'm going to try to post another one of these productivity videos, because it's something that's super important to me and what I'm working on right now. As is a summer arc a thing? Please let me ask. I guess we're going to go with summer arc and see how we feel about that. Want more real life tips, real life tricks, and fun and laughter? That's what we'll be working on here. Productivity is something that's super important to me, and so I'll be giving it to you every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited that you're here. Enter the best years of our lives together. Toodaloo!